Yes, everybody, what's happening? Manchester United have drawn at Goodison Park 1-1 with Everton this afternoon. Just a bit of a depressing vibe about it, to be honest. Not entirely unexpected. Always a tough place to go to for United is Everton. They are in a decent run of form. We thought that they was probably going to have a couple of players missing today, but they seem to have quite a decent starting 11 that they actually managed to get out. So they give us a good game. First half, I thought, if you had told me to put some money on it at half time, I was like, yeah, United are definitely taking this. We looked fantastic going forward. We was a little shaky in the back. We was allowing chances, but I wasn't overly arsed about that, to be honest. I thought it was decent. The way we attack, you commit a lot of men forward, and sometimes you are vulnerable on the break. You know, that's how United have managed to get a lot of wins against decent sides this season, is by being direct and them leaving gaps as they're attacking us. We didn't manage to keep the clean sheet, and if we had, we'd have won the game today. It's as simple as that. I thought Bruno's goal was absolutely phenomenally taken. He hit it with a 2% chance of it going in. The expected goals in it was 0.02 actually. Phenomenal, unbelievable hit. Every bit as unbelievable as the mistake that David De Gea made. Inexplicable. And we're probably going to be talking a little bit more about that this week, I think, because you've obviously got what's going on with Dean Henderson. You've got Sergio Romero, who's generally flawless. And De Gea's made the joint most mistakes in the Premier League now, level with Pickford, who's getting dog's abuse, actually, Pickford. De Gea doesn't seem to be getting that same level of abuse. And I don't want to sit here and say, let's abuse him, fuck it. But it just seems to be a point that's probably worth talking about, I think. There's errors in him, and his errors that are costing us the potential race for the top four. And yesterday people was talking about, can Manchester United get that third place? Can we manage to push all the way through and get the third spot, let alone the fourth spot? But then we go and draw, and the draw was it was a correct decision with VAR. The guy is offside, and people are. Again, because the rules are flaky, people's interpretations of this is flaky, but I've just been having a read up on what interfering with play means, and it's massively wide and open for interpretation, and people are saying line of sight. That's nothing. There's nothing in the rules that states line of sight. It's just interfering and obstructing someone's vision. So I guess it comes under that. I wouldn't have been upset had it been given, and I'm certainly not upset that it's been struck off. But I thought the referee today was particularly bad. I thought he lost control of it with the incident that happened with Luke Shaw on the touchline, and I thought from then it was in his own head, and it was poor refereeing throughout. And the Fred yellow card was a piss take. The so-called handball in the edge of our... I don't know what just happened there. Thanks for coming. Can I have a screen, please? I don't know what happened there. Get your questions in for us, and I will get those answered shortly. Let me just find it. Make sure it's all down. And like the video, actually, please. Do us a favour. It takes the wind out your sails, doesn't it? That is decent run of form. Looking at these 4 games and going, that's a real difficult task for us to actually go and get maximum points in all of these. We was definitely going to drop points. And Everton was one that you thought we could drop points in, to be honest with you, and we have. It just feels a little bit gutting because there was opportunities, and there was an opportunity at a corner, actually, where there was a goal ruled out, and now you're like, well, why aren't we getting these fouls given in our favour when goals was getting ruled out for things like this? Honestly, the refereeing decision was fucking shocking. It was horrendous. 5th may well end up being enough for Champions League football, but as I've been saying for a couple of weeks, I'm not arsed. I want to be 4th. I want to know that we're good enough anyway, and we're not just getting in on the technicality of City cooking the fucking books. I want to be in there because we've earned it. Otherwise, what's the fucking point? Oof, who was that there? That Foden? Oh, has he got a start, has he? I suppose it is the League Cup. Right, I'm going to head over to the Discord group for some of the questions. A little bit in there. I posted something in a Discord earlier, which I spoke to Angel's dad last night about his contract situation. So if you want to know what the script is with that, I put that in there this morning. Further to, there was reports around about a month ago that we posted in there, and there's been loads of different contract updates with what's going on with Largy, what's going on with Damani, what's going on with quite a lot of the footballers that's at the club at the moment. So if you want to know first all of that sort of shit, link is in the description. Also, can you throw the link in the description for the shirt, please, Callum? Find it, we tweeted it. If you want to get the new Stretford Paddock shirt, we are still taking a few pre-orders on that, so the link will be in the description by the time you watch this video. Hopefully, if Callum pulls his finger out of his ass and gets it in there nice and quickly. Righty, let's have a look at the questions. How shit are the refs in this country? Straight on the back of that one. What did I feel was lacking today? That's a good point. I haven't actually thought about that too much. I was listening to Alex earlier talking about the formation, and I actually think that the formation, very much like it was a couple of weeks ago, is lending towards our best assets, which at the moment, which has totally flipped on its head, is the midfield. And a good midfield wins games. Would I say our midfield is the best it could ever be? Absolutely wouldn't, no. But while we've got so many injuries to the strikers and the forwards and the wingers are out of form, I'm perfectly happy to go with a stacked midfield. The same way I was happy to see us go with 3 at the back, because we had 3 defenders we could play and we didn't have midfielders and we only had 2 forwards. So it made a lot of sense to use that formation with the available personnel that we had. I thought... At times, there was sometimes no... I thought Scott struggled to get into the game. I thought all the good stuff that he could have been doing, Matic was already doing. I thought Matic was at a very solid game. I thought... In the first half, the whole midfield kind of worked. And we seemed to dominate the ball and dominate territory and dominate possession. And we looked pretty good doing that. In the second half, I'm going to have to watch it again. It's really hard to take everything in on a watch-along and really have... proper analysed thoughts, but I usually watch the game at about midnight-ish on my own when I get in, and I usually with no commentary on it as well, because I fucking hate the commentary, but I usually watch it then and I sort of form my opinions on how I think the game went properly after doing that. But I thought the midfield looked good in the first half, and I thought we'd created opportunities that we could have put ourselves in front inside the first half, and obviously the mistake had a massive dampener on confidence, I think, at the time, and I think that really affected us. But second half, I still can't figure out what we did, how we struggled coming out of it, and all the rest of it. Is the link in the description now? Link is in the description if you want to go check these out. We're also selling the training kit. You can find that on there as well. So I was going to keep it for the players, but it's on there if you want to get one. Would I try that same formation again? Yeah, I would, yeah. Do I still like the two-striker system? Yes, I do. I do, yeah. I absolutely do. But I think it's got to be the right strikers. Was Marshall leaving on the field? Seemed like Igalo had more impact and less time on the pitch. Oh, Igalo should have scored again, shouldn't he? That was a gilt-edged chance, that. And I mean, anywhere than where he put it in, it probably goes in. Will Bay get played more against physical forwards from now on? Do I think Lindelof was bullied today? Do you know what? I've seen a couple of people saying things like that. I don't think he was totally bullied. I thought he was good. There was a couple of really, really great City at 2-0. Really, really great defensive moments from Lindelof. I was very worried with how many corners we was conceding, considering how shit we've been at corners, and I think Everton are one of the best in the country at corners. But I do think Bay will play more before the end of the season. Do I think it was the right choice to start Marshall? Personally, I think he looked poor today. He did look poor, but I can understand it. Hindsight's 20/20, isn't it? If we'd have started Igalo and he hadn't have been the same, and he'd have had to play 90 minutes, everyone would have gone like, he plays his first 90 minutes in months and then you play him twice in 4 days. You can never win with it, can you? Is Marshall the most frustrating player going? He could be. Second half was poor, evidence of a Europa hangover. You can't rule it out, can you? We're actually, I saw the stat that Alex was talking about earlier. I think we was actually second in that, Alex, not third. That half-time thing. Was it you or Adam? Adam, yeah. I think we was actually second in it, not third. And I think we were 14th in the second half, something like that. So it's results if you only the first half counted or only the second half counted. And United are very, very good in the first half and shocking in the second half, and that's perhaps where we've got to work. Is that I think about fitness? Have we worked too hard? Are the players pressing too hard in the first half and then dying in the second half? And is that why everything falls off? I don't know the answers. Marshall tracking back was phenomenal, but too much too late. I don't remember one incident of that. I'm going to be honest with you. Was this Slabhead's best performance in a United shirt? Seems to be in the right positions today. Do you know what I like to tell you? It wasn't just that he was in the right position. Excuse me. He was fucking aggressively in the right position. I love that. A proper old school defender sort of performance. Physical, aggressive, yes. And even fucking ended up in the box at some times. Like, what are you doing? All right, keep doing it. Does losing this game now undo the momentum? I know it feels like a loss, but we did actually draw it. Yeah. Do I think that Maguire and Bay at the back would be a better partnership than Maguire and Lindelof? I would like to see it. Can this side finish this season strong when we rely on Marshall for goals? He went missing again today. I think Agallo will probably play quite a bit towards the end of the season, to be honest with you. And maybe he does have a knock, and maybe that affected him too. Would it have made sense to start Agallo and either Marshall or Mason as the two up front? Again, this is it's hindsight, isn't it? Like, if Marshall was fit to start, then he was the right choice. Because if you'd have played Agallo and he hadn't done anything, and then you're like, well, he's played 2 games in a weekend, he can't do that, and it's one of those. How did he miss that? Yeah, it was a bad one. Do I think that ref got bullied at school? Undoubtedly. If we sell De Gea, how much can we realistically expect to get for him? Most top clubs now already have a brilliant keeper, so would they be even interested in him? It's a good point. He's also won an absolute gazillion a week. So how you find someone that's willing to suffer the mistakes he's made this season and pay him them sort of wages, I could not tell you. Did our midfielders expose Lindelof to Calvert-Lewin? Could it have been easier if Matic or McTominay stayed close to Lindelof? The options was there. That's purely on De Gea, that. The options was there, and the options was there early. If you go and watch it back from the side angle, you see Maguire and Lindelof go level with him. Someone comes short, and the option is always there to punt it long. It's on De Gea if you time it wrong, where the player can read your kick and get a foot out to it. Like, is that not happening to him in training? There's no one chasing him down like that. Pass it out to the side. No one was marking Lindelof. He didn't get a bad ball from anybody. It was a very easy ball. He had acres. Maybe he had too long on the ball to think about what to do. But he is a weakness when we get pressed. He is a massive, massive weakness for us. I don't know if they'd move him on, though. I think the only thing that United would consider doing is giving Henderson the opportunity. But with De Gea on so much, economics does dictate that you're probably playing him. Otherwise, someone in the boardroom is going to get fuming with that. Why aren't refs interviewed about decisions that make? Don't know. Should be. Because some of them were fucking awful today. In hindsight, I feel like Solskjaer didn't get it right with the diamond. Should we have gone for the 5-3-2? We created the chances to score. And, all right, they also created plenty of chances. Most of them came late on. But their goal literally came from one of the most horrific mistakes I've seen. So in theory, you eliminate that and City go out to score a third. That looked like handball. No. We set up to win the game. Did it surprise me how many set pieces Everton got in the second half? A little, considering how bad we are. Would it have been better to go with a 3-4-2? No, because that's only 10 men. That's only 9 men, technically, isn't it? But yeah, you know what I mean. Why do I feel like we're still seeing the likes of Mike Dean, Lee Mason, Martin Atkinson, who have been around forever? Does the FA not have a fresh bunch of quality referees coming through they've had long enough? I don't imagine there's like acres and acres of people that are queuing up to be fucking referees. Who should get into the Premier League Hall of Fame? Oh, that's for another video altogether. Does anyone else in our squad have the ability to score from outside the box like Bruno today? Matic? Rashford? Not much apart from that. Should there be a ref watch panel that should set the ref that do not live up to the standard? Yes, undoubtedly. But they're all fucking unionised, aren't they? They won't do that. Righty. Any more from the YouTube? Bruno is not a 10, he's a 6 or an 8, and Ollie is mismanaging him. How is he mismanaging him? He played as an 8 today. He didn't play as a 10 today. What are you on about? Like, I think Bruno made the most tackles on the pitch. Like, he was everywhere. Yeah, I thought it was another good game from him. Even if you watch games, your standards have been lowered and your understanding is poor. I don't know who you're talking to there. Oh, he's talking to Jacob. Of course our standards have been lowered. We've seen this team become European champions. You're going to fucking lose your mind if you don't recognise... It's called being realistic about who you are as a football team. Of course, we all want to get back to the same level, but nothing is gained by pretending that this is a team that can compete on every single front all of the time. Half of this starting 11... Probably not half of this starting 11, but starting 11s that we've played this season, there's cases that you'd only keep a few of them. And you think that your standards haven't been lowered. Your standards have been lowered by what we've got to play with. No one's happy about the situation that we're in, but it's called being realistic. Otherwise, you're a spoiled fucking child, and you can't accept that things change, things come in cycles, and rebuilding takes time. You'd have sacked Sir Alex Ferguson with that mentality. You'd been going, oh, we're fucking better than this. He's no Matt Busby. Matt Busby wasn't Matt Busby for about 5 years. Fucking chill your beans. Fergie wasn't Fergie for at least 7 years, and you know, even then, he'd only won one fucking title. Yeah. Righty, I'm going to leave it there. 5 things we learned will be out in the morning, and another busy week ahead of us. But Howson's Brew will be back tomorrow on Stretford Paddock. Make sure to come and join us for that. If you want the update on what's going on with the transfers, contracts and shit like that, it is in the Patreon group. Go and click on that link in the description and see what you can get. There's also some Paddock kit. And hopefully the second episode of Football Manager will be out this week, if everything goes to plan, where you can see what Stretford Paddock FC is up to. And we are pretty close to getting our first games. Just struggling on a venue that we can use regularly. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe, give it a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Laters.